like to welcome Honorable Diego Mete, the Minister for Mines and Energy of Colombia. Thank you so much for being here with us, Minister. First of all, I would like to commend Colombia's role as a global champion in the high-level dialogue on energy, championing energy transition, thinking about how policies and incentives and just basically implementing on ground could really champion not just Colombia's energy transition story, but the story for the entire region. So Minister, I want to start with a quick question, and it's to also, as a recognized leader in energy transition, what plans does Colombia have to continue its ambitious transition in the next 5 years?
Thank you, Damilola. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I think as part of our ambitious energy transition policy, what we'd like to make sure is that we consolidate the efforts that we've made over the last 3 years. One of our main priorities as part of the energy transition policy is what we call the massification of variable renewable energy. Colombia is very well known because our power matrix is one of the cleanest in the world. We rely heavily on hydro power, but we also have significant potential in solar and wind. So we've deployed a number of policies, including tax incentives to make this sector very attractive to private investment. We've also developed a policy of auctions in which we did the first auction of 2 sites for variable renewable energy in the world, meaning that both generators and buyers of energy came to a platform. This was very successful. And we're able now to say that in Colombia, in a period of 4 years, we're going to go from less than 0.5% to between 12 and 14% of our power matrix made up of variable renewable energy. In another angle of our energy transition policy, which is sustainable mobility, also with fiscal incentives, with commercial incentives, we're able to now be the leaders in Latin America in electric vehicles and hybrids. We saw significant growth in 2020. 2021 started in the first quarter with growth rate of 240%. So we're making sure that this is accessible to all Colombians, and that those are 2 of the main policies that we have in energy transition.
Thank you very much. I mean, a critical part that we always forget when we're doing SDG 7 is the importance of transportation. So thank you for mentioning mobility. My last question is, how do you think we can utilize all the great work happening in Colombia with the rest of the world? How do you think South-South collaboration could work using this high-level dialogue on energy as a tool?
I do think that in order to make more improvement in energy access, we have to make sure that we have solutions for the people that are sustainable from an integral point of view. And when I say sustainable, it's sustainable from an environmental point of view. We now have accessible technologies that are very competitive to be able to go to those remote areas that are off grid, and also sustainable from an economic point of view, not only environmental point of view. And in Colombia, we've been able to do that. We have very good examples to show how when you bring electricity, you enable a number of other opportunities for households, such as small businesses. So there's an entrepreneurship angle to this. Obviously, education access to digital platforms that were not available before they have electricity. So I think we have very good experiences in Colombia. We also have, as I said before, very good collaboration with the private sector, with different business models to make electricity in those areas much more accessible from an economic point of view. And obviously, in some cases, there has to be a component that has to be subsidized by the state, and that's okay too. But this is the way to transform the life of those people. In Colombia, at least, is about 400,000 households, more or less, that still don't have access to electricity today, despite all the improvements that we've made in other technologies around the world.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. It's really encouraging that, your last mile, they had 400,000 households left. You are looking at renewable energy to make sure they are powered. So I'd just like to thank you for taking the time out. Thank you for the role that you play in the high-level dialogue, and really looking forward to seeing you on screen at the ministerial in June.